All right, let's talk about the one skill that will double your listings. Folks, the biggest year I had is I sold 97 homes, listing my own, all on my own. And I will tell you, I would have hit my goal of 100 had I not made a couple mistakes. But I will tell you, the moment that I ended up making the following changes is when I saw my listings literally double. And here's the things, a couple things that I want to go over with you. There's two main focuses that you need to have if you really want to double your activity and double your ability when you meet with people to convert them into opportunities to serve them. And I will say serve them because, folks, if you do think about the commission, if you do think about the money, it does take you to a different frequency where you're not just really into how you can best help them, which will be part of what we're talking about today. But number one is that I want to just review with you folks is you really have to master your listing presentation. Folks, people really want to understand, they want to have a structured process of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and the process that you're going to assist them to serve them at the highest level. So having something in line so that they can essentially know, think about it like this way. Anytime that I ever hire somebody or I am bringing them on my team, I want to look at a resume. I want to know what have they done? What is their past experience in order that I can have an educational and an informative decision-making process to evaluate that person. Folks, have you ever maybe even considered a resume that you too provide to a client? I mean, I update my resume every single year because there's just certain people that I know that is the way that they think, that they want to know that. But they also want to know, how do you run your business? So make sure you have a really very, number one, a process of what you follow and know it by heart and be able to process it. I can't tell you how many listings I have taken where the folks said, I can't believe all of the information you were able to go through with me, because everybody else that just kind of showed up with some pieces of papers and just wanted to talk. So have a structured process. You could have a pamphlet, you could have a PowerPoint presentation. You can just talk to them, but have it in a structured details in order that you can have a presentation about what you do, how you do it, how you serve them, and the process of marketing, selling, and serving them at the highest level. If you do want to double your listings, is you have to truly master and understand seller psychology. I want you to think about anytime you buy something or you're ever approaching anything, and there's really three things that we always have fear of as consumers, okay? If I'm ever buying anything or you're buying anything, there's typically these three items to come up, okay? They want security, we want predictability, and we want certainty. So if we know that our clients want certainty, security, and predictability, we have to create a process, not only in part of our listing presentation, but knowing when we speak with them that these are the fears they're going to have. And if they have fears, build that into your listing presentation so that you can already speak about it, because they're already going to have these fears. They've already been thinking about it. So if you're speaking about them in advance, they're like, oh, that's eliminated. Oh, this other thing, that's gone. Bring up those things, because the issue is half the time, by the time I finish my listing presentation, do you have any questions? No. Do you have any concerns? No. If there was one thing that you really have a question about or that we haven't talked about, what would you say? You've covered everything. Why have I covered everything? Because, folks, I have done a listing presentation thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And with that, every single time that somebody had a question, I wrote it down and I added that. If they had something that went wrong, I added it so that I could have that through. But there's typically three quick things. And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you're going to end up doing these things. But these are kind of the top three things that I've found that people end up having kind of this challenge with. They have an emotional attachment to the home versus market reality. Make sure you understand values, presenting values, helping them understand what needs to happen to properly sell it so it actually sells on the market and it doesn't just sit and they get upset with you. The next thing that folks are typically, that I have found in kind of my research and me working with folks, there is this fear of undervaluing. They think that you're not going to sell it for enough money. The neighbor sold for this much. This is how much they sold for this much. Folks, I went on a listing presentation this week. The lady wanted $725,000 for the home. And guess what? It was worth $600,000. That's it. But guess what? Somebody will take her listing at $725,000. Somebody's going to take it. So many people still walk through the home and it will never freaking sell. So my point is this, you need to make sure that they understand the values and the information. And to this day, she's saying, can you please send me over the information you provided? Because I went over every single detail, every single cell. every single day is on market. The ones that expired, the ones that were canceled, the ones that never sold, and she was still just stuck on her price. That's okay. She is not a seller on the market, and that's okay not to take it. But your job is to make sure you're helping them know what is the value. If they don't accept it, that's okay too. There is something about living in fantasy land versus a property that sells. You've seen hundreds and hundreds of homes that expire off the market every single day, but you will help them get the most money because you've researched it, you understand the market, you've done the comparable sales and valuation of that property, and you will assist them to know it. And the final thing that I want to let you know of, they need to have certainty and control. They need to know what's going to happen. I would recommend being in contact with them, offering them some sort of a guarantee. It's like, look, one of the things that I promise my investors is I'm like, look, if you don't make money, I don't make money. So let's be in this together. I'm going to charge you a commission on this property if I sell it. And if you're not making any money, I'm selling this thing for free. That's a nice incentive. That gives them this certainty of, is he in it with me? Yes. Is this give them a level of control? Yeah, it gives them a level of control of their pricing and their risk. So you can do all sorts of little things and incentives and things in your business. I offer a number of things. I mean, I've purchased a number of properties from my clients because that was a guarantee. If I don't sell it, I'll buy it. And guess what? I've purchased numerous properties year to date. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying you can build little things into your evaluation, knowing what you'll do to serve them and why you stand behind your brand and being the best. And I promise you, you will see the incentives, you'll see more sales, you'll see more opportunities, and they will refer more people to you. Folks, if you're looking at how to build your business, do more business, you need one-on-one assistance, you actually are looking to say, I actually need to join a team, or I actually just need somebody that can assist me in knowing what I need to do and how to do it, reach out to us today. Looking forward to assisting you. Best of luck. Excited for you. Thank you.